If you've been shopping for a car recently, you've probably noticed something frustrating. Prices are still far higher than many people expected. For years, consumers were told that supply chains would recover, production would increase, and vehicle prices would eventually return to normal. Yet in 2026, both new and used cars remain surprisingly expensive, putting pressure on buyers who need reliable transportation. The reasons go far beyond simple inflation. From manufacturing costs and technology upgrades to financing rates, supply constraints, and changing consumer demand, multiple forces are keeping prices elevated. Today we will talk about the real reason car prices are still high in 2026. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. 9. Supply chains never fully return to normal. One of the biggest reasons car prices exploded in the first place was the disruption of global supply chains. Factories slowed down, shipping delays increased, and manufacturers struggled to obtain critical parts needed to build vehicles. While many of those problems have improved, the industry never completely returned to the way it operated before. Automakers spent years producing fewer vehicles than the market demanded, creating a shortage that continues to affect prices today. Even when production increased, it was not enough to immediately replace the millions of vehicles that were never built during those difficult years. 8. Modern cars are packed with expensive technology. Today's vehicles are far more advanced than cars from a decade ago. Modern vehicles contain sophisticated computers, sensors, cameras, safety systems, touchscreens, driver assistance features, and complex software. While these technologies improve safety, convenience, and performance, they also increase manufacturing costs. Every new feature adds components, development expenses, and engineering requirements. Consumers often expect these technologies as standard equipment, which means automakers cannot easily remove them to reduce costs. As vehicles become more advanced, the cost of building them continues to rise, and those costs are eventually passed on to buyers. 7. Inflation changed the economics of car manufacturing. Inflation affects nearly every part of the automotive business. Raw materials, factory operations, transportation, labor, energy, and logistics all became more expensive over the past several years. When manufacturers pay more to build a vehicle, they usually increase prices to protect their profit margins. Even if inflation slows, prices often remain elevated because companies rarely reduce prices back to previous levels. Many consumers are waiting for prices to fall significantly, but inflation has permanently changed the cost structure of producing vehicles. As a result, many cars that seemed expensive a few years ago now represent the industry's new pricing reality. 6. Higher interest rates make cars feel even more expensive. The price on the window sticker is only part of the story. Many buyers finance their vehicles through loans, and interest rates play a huge role in determining affordability. In recent years, borrowing money became much more expensive. Higher interest rates mean larger monthly payments, even if the vehicle's price stays the same. For many consumers, this creates the feeling that cars have become dramatically more expensive because they are paying far more over the life of the loan. Even modest increases in interest rates can add thousands of dollars to the total cost of ownership. 5. Automakers are building more expensive vehicles. Another major reason prices remain high is that many manufacturers are intentionally focusing on higher profit vehicles. Instead of producing large numbers of affordable entry-level models, companies are investing more heavily in SUVs, trucks, luxury vehicles, and premium trims. These vehicles generate higher profits and often have stronger demand. As a result, many budget-friendly options have disappeared from the market entirely. Buyers searching for low-cost transportation are discovering fewer choices than they had in the past, which pushes average transaction prices even higher. 4. Used cars are still feeling the impact. Many people expected used car prices to crash once new vehicle production improved. While some used vehicle prices have declined from their peak levels, many remain historically high. The reason is simple. Fewer new vehicles were produced during the years of shortages, which means fewer used vehicles are entering the market today. The used car market depends on a steady supply of trade-ins, lease returns, and aging vehicles becoming available for resale. When millions of vehicles were never produced, that shortage eventually moved into the used market as well. The effects of those missing vehicles may continue for years. 3. Electric vehicles are changing the industry. The transition toward electric vehicles is also affecting pricing throughout the automotive sector. Manufacturers are investing billions of dollars into battery development, factory upgrades, charging infrastructure partnerships, and new vehicle platforms. These investments are extremely expensive, and companies need to recover those costs somehow. While electric vehicle prices have become more competitive in some areas, the industry's overall shift toward electrification continues to influence vehicle pricing. Automakers are essentially rebuilding major parts of their businesses while still producing traditional vehicles at the same time. 2. Consumers keep paying the prices. One reason prices remain high is surprisingly simple. People continue buying cars. Despite complaints about affordability, demand remains strong enough to support elevated prices. Manufacturers and dealerships closely monitor what consumers are willing to pay. As long as buyers continue purchasing vehicles at current price levels, there is little incentive for companies to significantly reduce prices. Markets are driven by supply and demand, and the demand for personal transportation remains extremely strong. Many households still need reliable vehicles regardless of economic conditions, which helps keep prices elevated. 1. The real reason prices stay high. The industry has changed forever. The biggest reason car prices remain high in 2026 is that the automotive industry itself has changed. What began as temporary disruptions eventually transformed the economics of building, selling, and financing vehicles. Manufacturers discovered they could earn higher profits by producing fewer vehicles and focusing on premium models. Technology increased production costs. Inflation raised expenses across the supply chain. Interest rates affected affordability. The shortage of vehicles created lasting effects in both new and used markets. All of these factors combine to create a new automotive landscape where high prices are no longer an exception, they are becoming the standard. While prices may fluctuate, and some models may become more affordable over time, the era of extremely cheap new cars appears increasingly unlikely to return. For consumers, this means adapting to a market where careful research, smart financing decisions, and long-term planning are more important than ever before. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.